My name is Maylin and I'm 25 and from Cabramatta. I sought help for the first time in first year of university, just talking to a uni counsellor, and from there I eventually got referred to different psychologists, sort of went here and there trying to find the one that worked really well for me, and finally started talking about my mental health a little bit more, opened up for the first time, and things started getting a little bit better from there. And I just thought I actually need to make a change, no matter how uncomfortable it is, just because I'm not really getting anywhere by making the decision to just curl up in bed and do nothing all day. And even though it was going to be hard, I knew that if I didn't take that step, then I wouldn't make any progress. Ended up graduating with distinction, which was really great. And now, I'm doing a master's degree and slowly getting there. One of the biggest things that I do to sort of spend my time in terms of hobbies is probably things like video games, which I know aren't necessarily things that people like to talk about as a positive mental health thing, but it helps me sort of switch off. Apart from that, I find that things that involve me using my hands, things like origami or bullet journaling or sort of learning how to hand letter and things like that are really good skills that give me also something tangible to hold and look towards and think, oh wow, I made this. I think mental illness is such a big word, and it's something that a lot of people still don't really understand because it's not really something that exists in my home language. It was just things like, everyone goes through a tough time, everyone feels anxious sometimes, everyone feels a little bit depressed. It's also this societal expectation that because children of refugees don't necessarily have that personal experience of going through what their parents have been through, then they don't really have that right to feel the way they do. They don't really have that right to experience mental ill health, which just isn't true. Mental well-being to me is just having the capacity and being in the right frame of mind where if something challenging does happen in life, which it obviously does, you have all of the ability to be able to get through that no matter how difficult it is. And even though you might encounter a setback, being able to bounce back and have that resilience, I think is the hallmark of having good mental well-being. Things like depression and anxiety happens to everyone, and it could just be temporary, but when it's something that stops you from doing what you want to do, then that's something that you should probably start seeking support for. It is a little bit difficult for young people in general to stand up and feel that their voices are valid or that their experiences are valid. Headspace sort of made me realise the power that young people have in making a change in the world. A big thing that prompted me into volunteering for my local centre was that I thought that it would be really good for somebody else to sort of look at me and go, oh, that's somebody that is just a regular person, that's someone who looks like me and has mental health issues, and I don't think any less of them for it. Me being uncomfortable for a little bit to make somebody else feel a little bit less alone, I think is always worth that feeling of discomfort. While it is really, really hard to confront your mental ill health and really hard to talk about it to the people in your life, whether that's your family or your friends, especially being in the community that we're in, I think you have to realise that those uncomfortable conversations are always worth it, because if there aren't challenges and if you don't feel that discomfort, then nothing's really changing.